Yes, they have been started. That's why I pressed the button. Thank you very much. Okay. I don't even know what the date is, so I better read this.
23.
All right. It's March 23rd, 2014, and you're watching Mods on Air.
2 FPS, 3 RPGs, and 5 sim-type games.
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to come up with one here.
I'm actually pulling this one hard. Ask all the people that need hacks to play Call of Duty.
I can hear you groaning
Oh, yeah.
inwardly every time Sin's mentioned. You're just cringing.
Welcome, everyone.
Well, Foil realizes something's wrong.
No, what's wrong? Everything's going normal over here.
It just all faded out.
How was that
Just
thing?
like it was almost like you grabbed the record off the turntable.
Yeah, and it went.
Wow. Is it still playing or is it stopped still?
Oh, it stopped.
I can hear it now.
Yeah, but can you hear through my headset or can you hear through the Twitch site? Which is going on? I don't know. Well, anyway, you're watching Mods on Air episode 418. Maybe you're watching it. I don't even know what you're watching. It sounds to me like, everything went dead or something, according to you guys. I'm waiting for the commercial to stop playing on Twitch so I can find out.
Yeah, doesn't that suck? You can't mute the commercials on Twitch anymore.
Okay, Titan. Well, I don't have to hear it. It is muted for me. I just can't stop it from playing. I can't see if the show's working.
Okay. Faye
Ah.
says it's all playing good.
It's all fine.
Go with
You
that.
guys are freaking me out. Nothing. Thank you, Faye. Anyway. All right, so we're all back. We're back from our little hiatus. Hope everyone is still doing okay. Sorry for the little break that had to go on. I was in GDC for a little while. Hey, welcome, Ham. So let me introduce you to everybody that's here with us today. Welshy, thank you for joining us today.
Hello.
Hello, we have Stryder with us. Hello, Stryder.
Hello, everybody.
Ham's the one without headset, so I'm not going to ask him to say anything. Breesy, how are you doing today?
Hello, not too bad.
Yeah, and I'm foyleman. We're going to be talking about this week in gaming news from a modder's perspective. Well, developers, gamers, that's what we do. There may be some adult topics, themes, so if that kind of thing insults you, stick around because we're just warming up.
I don't think we're going to have adult themes. It's just we may use adult words.
Breezy's gonna get naked.
Boobs.
If Breezy gets naked, this is my last show ever. Seriously.
Because he's on a
That is
plane
something
and he's
that
on his
nobody
way.
needs to see.
It'll be my last use for my eyes ever.
Yeah.
Well,
Stick a gun in my
hey.
mouth.
Who knows? Maybe we'll find our place in the internet. If that happens, our ratings will spike. All right, hey Ham, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing okay.
All right, thank you for the tour. All right, so let's get on with some of the stuff that's going on. As I mentioned, last week was GDC, and actually the beginning of last week was Game Connection. Second half was GDC, so there might not be a whole lot of news coming out of that, but that is because really what that is a developers kind of publishers kind of meetup. It's not like E3, it's not like PAX or something like that. You're not going to get all the same kind of news, but there is some news that will come out of it, and we'll get onto those topics in a little while. Since we've been away for a little while, let's talk about some of the previous news that hit up, such as Flappy Birds, who says he is considering coming back and bringing Flappy Birds back to your phones. I know you've all been dying for that.
Is that because he's run out of money?
Yeah.
Hey, this guy was making $50,000 a day. Not sure how he could be out of money.
It just makes it much more tragic that he's out.
And that's a free-to-play game. With no, I don't think there were any in-app purchases. It was just advertisements. I think he strategically placed the ad so that while you're tapping the Fly Your Bird, you would tap the ad or something. But it worked. I don't know. He's
Essentially, it was douchey gaming.
Douchey game.
Well, I think that says something about the author of the game.
Is that a new genre?
Douche gaming?
FPS douche gaming.
That sounds like something that gynecologists would name.
Uh,
All right. We make this shit up on the fly, people.
That's all planned. All planned.
by that statement, that's
I'm
how much
lost.
we hear about Flappy Birds.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff. The phone games are just going and going and going. I noticed over at GDC that everybody is like, "Ooh, what kind of phone games you got?" I mean, everybody's
They're
like that.
not
That's what they want to see.
games.
I don't
They're
know why.
apps.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, CryEngine's over there was over at GDC yelling about how they're supporting Linux, but I would have to say that that is not the. I'm not going to call that the big deal of what they had to offer, because what's not shown in this article is that they also announced the idea that they're going to be doing a subscription model. I'm going to free-form this topic list a little bit as we go along, as things come up to mind.
Awesome.
So they counter-offered Unreal with a subscription model. Now, I know there's a whole lot of information to throw at you. Unreal 4 came up with the subscription model. It's about $20 a month that you can use Unreal 4, not UDK, Unreal, the actual engine itself. It'll cost you $20 a month, and whenever you do publish a game, it's going to cost you 5% of your earnings. So let's say you made a phone game, because that's one of the examples they gave. They're expecting everyone to come up with phone games, just like I was mentioning before. You're going to end up throwing 30% at Android and or iOS, Apple. You're going to throw 5% at Epic, who's doing the Unreal Engine, and then the rest of it is yours. So that's the kind of scheme. But that sounds pretty good, especially if you're going to be doing a PC game. You're going to have to figure out how to distribute it, how to market it, but you're only going to be paying 5% on top of a very nice engine, especially if you're working on a first-person shooter. I mean, that sounds pretty good.
Except you got to spend $20 a month.
$20 a month.
Well, here's the thing.
Not just while you're working on it, but also while you are publishing it and releasing it. I think that subscription model must stay in place.
Wow, so $20 a month from now till eternity.
Yeah.
No,
Essentially. Plus 5% of all sales. That sounds like a
Wait,
bunch
what did they
of
say, Ham? Was I off on that?
You can cancel at any time and still keep the engine. You just won't get monthly updates. So you can.
That's what it is. All right.
Potentially, you could pay $20, cancel the subscription, work on your game, maybe in 6 months, subscribe again, get the latest updates, cancel again, and
that sounds like a cheat. That sounds like something they're gonna fix. Not that they should.
Yeah, that sounds like something that sounds like a loophole that
they'll close that. That'll be something like you can't release your game, you can't publish your game through or something if you don't have a subscription, or it'll be something like that.
Maybe so. Maybe they might fix it, but it does say that on the site that you can cancel anytime and still use the engine.
Okay. All right. Maybe that means you can still publish and not have to. I don't know.
have to have it after development.
Yeah, but that's not a horrible price. But most development takes 2 to 5 years.
2 to 5 years.
Expect that.
Right.
You got a $12,000 cost.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, $1,200 cost. Good math in my head. It's $1,200. No, it's $12,000.
No. Well, what, for 5 years?
For a 5-year. If you're developing for 5
$1,200.
years.
20 times 60, right? It's 60 weeks, or is that 60 months, actually, isn't it?
6 months.
Yeah, it's 60 months.
So it is 4,800 because it's 4 weeks a month.
It's 1,200, yeah. So that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah,
I was thinking it'd be
1,200.
wrong. Math in my head was making that number have more zeros.
No, that's really not bad, because you're talking about the other end. Let's say you try to go to Unity, which was another alternative, a very well-priced alternative before, which is going to cost you probably closer to $1,500 to $2,500 every 2 years. And I'm going to say every 2 years because that's when they come back at you and ask you for more money. But we'll get to that in a minute.
Isn't that per platform as well?
No, $1,500 for the pro license, I think it is, or $1,200 or something like that, and then it's a $600 or is it $800? I don't know if it's what the upgrade price is versus the actual sales price. Let's say it's about $600 per platform after that. But depending, what are you publishing on? And that doesn't include consoles. Consoles skyrocket like in the 5 digits.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
See, and I watched a video, and I can't remember. I was pretty sure it was the Unreal 4 engine. Watching people map and
I thought I downloaded one.
Game environments, and it was pretty fantastic. What was all What
I
was
saw
all out
one,
there?
and I thought I downloaded it, but I can't find it now. I know what you're talking about. All right. Yeah, there was something where they were mapping on Unreal 4. Oh, I know where it is, and I didn't download it. I just have it here in my email. And it's linked to here, which I'll throw into the chat window for everyone, instead of actually downloading it and playing it at the same time, so you guys can view it on your own. But yeah, they're showing you working with the Unreal Engine 4 tools. It's a demonstration from GDC, this past GDC that just took place.
Yeah, and it looked pretty fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Now I think that as a response to what Unreal did is the CryEngine announcement that they're also going to be doing something very similar, subscription-based model, so that you can be working on their tools and start making games for pretty much mobile platforms as well as PC. But I think the Unreal Engine subscription model is not just because they came up with this, but I think this is in response to, again, Unity. I think Unity is just taking off and becoming such a well-used engine. More than half of the people at GDC are using Unreal, it looks like. I mean, I'm sorry, Unity.
Here's my take on this and my problem with it.
Yeah.
Is people are using Unity because it's a simplistic engine, it's easy to get into, and it creates a simplistic game. You cannot compare Unity with the CryEngine or the Unreal 4 engine. They're not in the same ballpark, and the end product is nowhere near the same. The Unity engine is designed to create simplistic things for a simplistic platform as well. Of course, there's more people using Unity because they're all pushing out these 99-cent apps, and essentially it's a Java crossover.
Whoa.
Well, I mean,
I disagree, but we'll get to that.
Well, of course you do, because that's what you're using Unity, but you tell me you can get the same quality of a game out of a Unity. No matter how much money you throw into the Unity engine, it's not going to look like the CryEngine. It's not going to look like Unreal.
No, but I don't think the gap is as big as you're letting on.
have you seen the video, which I don't know if this is in the topics, but Unity 5?
Yeah, that's what I'm showing right here. And Unity 5 was just announced, which means you have to do a full upgrade. It seems like they do this every 2 years.
Yeah, and that looks pretty damn good.
I think the reason why you think there is such a gap is because there are so many not so good developers using Unity because of the pricing model. It's because it was so easy to get at that there are so many people using it as a mobile thing, making crappy games.
Well, I mean, I think if you look at something...
I've yet to see something to tell me otherwise. Tech
Hearthstone?
demos and videos of something, it just does not... It doesn't mean that that's a game. That means that someone's done a cutscene. We make fun of everybody for doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. This is a tech demo, but of course they're designed to show you what's possible. And I think I've seen some pretty great looking games out of Unity. I mean, so I keep saying Hearthstone. Blizzard has their own sort of stylization, no matter what they're using, to make things look pretty great. They've got great artists, but it's a damn smooth game for Hearthstone, and that's a Unity-based game. You've got Interstellar Marines, which it's an indie title. It's has been being worked on for a very long time, but I was very impressed when I got the little early access on Steam with that. That's an FPS that's pretty dang good, and that's built in Unity. And then there's a game that's been out for a while. I think it's called Rochard on Steam.
Yeah, that one's very cartoony, though.
It's pretty cartoony, but it still looks pretty good. I mean, I agree that they're targeted. Their position. Unity versus Unreal versus CryEngine, when they're sort of positioned as a solution for a studio, I think they're targeting different end products. Unity,
I think so.
Yeah, if you want something that's simplistic, that can probably end up on a phone,
and very cross-platform.
Yeah, smaller projects that you want on a cross-platform, you can start here. We probably have a great solution for you. Whereas Unreal and CryEngine, they're sort of like, if you are envisioning a grand, gigantic product that needs some some high fidelity
first or third person
work, yeah, then this is what you want. I think they're all three are capable of producing similar things, but still, it's like it's what do you want in the end? What do you envision in the end? And do we have the tools to help assist that vision better? Well, here's what game is this? This is some FPS that's on a mobile that's on Unity. Looks okay. Like, I understand what you're saying, Stryder, but I think they're all equally capable. Some in some capacities better than others for whatever you're trying to accomplish. You can do it a bit quicker.
But yes, Stryder, I am a little bit biased because I use it so much, and I don't get to use the other engines as much to have that kind of a comparison available. But I know, talking to other people and playing a little bit with Unreal, that if you want to make a first or third person game, you know what, and you want it to be spectacular looking in that way, go with Unreal Engine. If you want to make more of a mobile game or not a first or third person, but something else along those realms, you can make a gorgeous looking game in Unity without having to develop all the extra assets. You know, I shouldn't say assets, I should say scripts and that kind of stuff.
And maybe that's part of the reason why I make a statement I do, is because Unity is set up so that everybody is using the same assets. Yeah, you can create new ones, but no one does, because why would you? They're out there. It's easier that way. And so you end up with the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
I've seen Unity implemented for the majority of the time either a weird camera position third person or a side scroller, and that is probably 90% of the Unity games that I've seen, at least 90%, where the for whatever reason, rather than being a third person where you're just over the shoulder, it drops the character in the right bottom left of the screen, like very bottom left, and you're over. It's just a weird. I find that a very odd way to project a third person, or you end up with a side scroller.
Yeah. All right, so these are the things that are announced that was going on over at GDC with the engines anyways.
I didn't mean to pee in your Wheaties, Foil. I know that you are.
No.
I know that you are biased towards Unity.
Yeah, but I still respect your opinion.
And I do know the reason why.
But I greatly respect your opinion. I think, you know, you have some valid points. I'm not going to poo-poo on that.
Oh, fight.
All right.
This is why we haven't missed you, Welshy.
I'm just here to screw with you all. That's my role in life.
And Breezy's here for his intriguing commentary.
Indeed.
I'm a deep thinker, innit?
Yeah.
You're probably
still processing.
Playing first-person shooters.
I've not long got off a game of Counter-Strike, I'm not going to lie.
All right, so EA is also still screwing with us. The people who said, sorry, SimCity can't have offline mode, now is offline mode.
Still no one is going to play it.
That's because this is a gear up for EA to have to close their Origin, and so everything will have to have offline mode.
Sure.
Once Origin goes away, it's like, oh shit, yeah, we have to allow them to play this offline. This is just the first steps to another failure by EA. Well, it's not the first steps. They kind of.
There's been many more strides.
Yes, they've been tumbling down the stairs for a while.
Yeah, I mean, so it's just it can't. Yeah, like you said, it can't have an offline mode. A few months later, yeah, so we got an offline mode.
See, what we have to do is change this little bit of code here from a 1 to a 0.
Right.
You know, when seeing these people at conferences, it's difficult not to bite your tongue.
I'm surprised that EA didn't offer offline mode as DLC.
That's what I was about to say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's $6.99, please.
Yeah. $6.99 a month for offline mode or something.
Wow.
Season pass for offline mode.
All right. Well, I didn't see very much of Valve over at GDC. Maybe they had a booth where they were pretending to hire people. But other than yeah. Otherwise, they did actually hire somebody here. They say they hired somebody that was making that ginormous mod.
Dear Esther.
Yeah, Dear Esther, as an artist. Or they hired him because they liked his art. Who knows what he's doing over there? As far as we know, it's sort of in like an open platform over there that you can get to do whatever you want.
Just make us pictures.
Just make us money.
I need to decorate my lounge, and I need some pictures for the wall.
All right. Defiance has DLC, and one of the DLC items they added was this. Well, that's more art. Was a $77 gun kit.
$77.
This is part of their pay to play.
Expensive DLC.
No, pay to win. I'm sorry, not pay to play.
Oh.
Got it a little off. This is a pay to win kind of setup. And one of the developers or community members, team members or something like that is over there saying, justifying it, saying, well, if you were to buy this here and buy this there and buy that there, it would all kind of come out to close to this number. So we came up with this number, $77, and you get pretty much get all the guns that are available in the game so that you can just win.
Yay.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
That's awesome.
And Defiance
Just
is
how I
such a
like to
waste.
win all my games.
Right. Let me just be overpowered. Pay to be overpowered.
Skillless noobs. You still can't play it if you don't have any skills.
Here's a quote. Ultimately, this is part of providing multiple ways for players to play the way they want.
No, it's not.
How about you just give the guns for free? That's all.
Everybody can play the way they want.
There's
That's
quite a few
like
pages.
Oh, what happened? Oh, good. Twitch crashed.
I think you're in it.
It did?
Oh, for him. He's having internet issues. We can see it in his video that's frozen.
Oh, yeah.
My video's frozen?
Yeah.
Oh, fan-fucking-tastic.
All right. So moving on, let's talk about how Google has purchased an Android gaming platform. So get ready for another Android set-top box.
Because all the others have done so well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, not in the news, Philips TV is going to be integrating an Android set-top box system into their TV to play games. Because Ouya is doing so well, they want to follow suit, I guess.
These are all just going to end up like those TV boys, if I remember those, where it was like 250 games in one. Plugged it
All
in.
the same game.
And it's all, just variations of the same fucking game, and they're all shit. And it's like,
Pong is about the exciting one on there.
yeah. And it's not called Pong for licenses reasons, it's called like Ping. This is the worst. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, that's what these are going to end up like, with just hundreds of these games that are just horrible. And you spend like 6 months and you eventually find one that's quite good, but it's not finished then. You have to say.
Well, you know, I know Sony is out there having an interesting time. I guess it's okay for me to say some of these things. Sony came to me and I was talking to them and they're like, listen, we have all these peripherals, all these things that we're building, all these things that go with the console and whatnot, and our tablets and everything. So we're looking for ideas on how to use them.
Really?
Yeah. And I remember finding an article, but I can't figure out where it is, and it had to do with the new VR headset, which we'll get to in a little while, that they're like, we just made this great new VR headset, but now we're trying to figure out how to use it, how to make games for it. So they have no idea what to do with all this stuff that they're coming up with.
No, it's because it's the bandwagon argument all over again, isn't it?
Right,
Gotta
that's
make
what,
it because everyone else is doing it. Why are we making it? No fucking idea.
Right, that's why it follows right along with this whole Android gaming platform. Just everyone else is doing it, let's keep going. Let's do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read something that said the difference in their approach is they've got some sort of head strap that goes around the back with a light sensor, so that when the Sony eye toy camera thing sees you wearing this VR.
It knows you're facing the other way.
headset. Yeah, it knows you're facing the other way. So that's a big thing. That, and you can use the whatever those light sticks are. that
The
Sony has.
PlayStation Move, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
PlayStation.
PS Move thing.
Isn't that the ball on a stick?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can use
That's
that.
like a sex toy.
I didn't see that at the show at all.
No. It could using those, you could simulate, I don't know, your hands or your arms basically.
We should.
Something
I just
like
had a thought. We should go to PAX. We should rent a booth and sell a retro game.
sell a retro game.
We're not
Ball and
allowed.
cup.
We'd have to make it. Oh,
And a cup, yes.
it might be licensed.
And we could
Now with
sell the
racing
high
stripes
def
on it.
version. We could sell DLC for the ball in a cup.
We might have to
different-
call it
different
something
colour
else.
balls.
We might have to call it like cup around a ball.
Don't
Like-
call it comfortable. Don't call it comfortable.
We can sell stickers.
I like
to
it.
go on the cup.
We could do like a dev kit of ball in a cup. Comes with a cup, a string, a ball, and a stick, and some duct tape.
These are dev kits, so you can take a look at
We
these.
could go on Kickstarter.
Yes.
Cup the ball. That's funny.
You can have one with 2 strings and never mind.
Oh, not too hard. Oh god.
I'm more worried about the conversation between people in the pub. Oh, I got that new Cup the Ball game. That's horrific.
Friday nights at the pub gets more interesting for
Yeah.
Breesy.
It's more work because I have no daughter.
I guess it's a good opening
Sphere
line.
and Container. There we go.
That's the perfect name.
That sounds suitably 20th century.
Sphere and cylinder. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
we could do like deals with different companies. We could have like the Disney themed ball. And the,
With mouse ears on it.
the EA themed ball, and you just don't get the ball. But you have to pay $8.99 a month for it.
Yeah.
And the Call of Duty ball, which is the same ball over and over again every year.
Well, what's changed? The name and the price.
But the good thing about the Call of Duty ball is it'll be 60 frames per second.
And it'll have a picture of a dog on it.
Yeah.
No, we won't. We can't put the dog on there, but we can tattoo a serial number inside the cup.
I like it.
Man, you know what? We laugh, but I think this
There's
is gonna
people
happen.
that would buy this. This is the worst
Yeah.
part.
You have the Valve ball, which takes like 6 years longer than it's supposed to come out.
You can pre-order it now, though.
And then when you finally get it, it only kind of works vaguely well, and it comes with a hat.
A hat for the ball.
I'd love a hat for my balls.
Oh, and there it is.
All right. Talking about balls, let's talk about Titanfall. There is the Titanfall version for the PC is going to be about a 48 gig install. I don't think we talked about this here on the show. I talked about it
We've talked
elsewhere.
about this in the past.
Oh, we have how 35 gig of it's probably audio.
Audio.
It is. It's because they have completely uncompressed audio in it.
The thing I don't get with this is you could put an audio decompression utility in there, or you could put as part of your engine. They're doing this to try and say, you know what, we got fucking lazy with the PC side of things. Oh, well, we wanted it to run on a dual core machine. Who's got a Win 7 or a Win 8 or a Vista 64-bit with a dual core? And so here's what I don't understand. You've got a high-end graphics requirement. You've got 4 gig of RAM requirement. And you're saying that you can't in your minimum specs say that you need X of audio decompression, whether it's a sound card or whatever. Like most onboard sound cards nowadays have the decompression rate.
I believe it's like a standard, pretty much.
Exactly. So this is just them being EA. EA douchebaggery at its finest.
You know what I didn't realize is this game's actually on the Source engine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's highly modified
version of the
Source.
engine.
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
And
That's
they're gonna run that forever. Heavily modified version of the Source engine. Same as Call of Duty is a heavily modified version of the fuck off. Does it get 60 frames per second? Does it have tactical nukes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does look like Call of Duty. Seems like it plays like Call of Duty based on the videos. I've not played it myself, but I've seen enough to. It seems like Call of Duty Plus. I mean, and that's if you're looking for that, that's not a bad thing. I don't think our argument has ever been that Call of Duty is bad. It's just it's the same thing over and over again.
And that's the thing. I played Call of Duty. Why do I want to play it again with different things?
I've seen
same
mixed
fucking
reviews. I've seen things where people have pretty much said along the lines of always said, it's the same thing, blah blah. I've also seen things where this is now like, oh, if you play Call of Duty, you have to play this. It's like, okay, why? And they go, oh no, but nobody seems to know why. It's just like, oh yeah, you gotta play it though. Right, but why?
Hype.
Yeah.
Right. So the number of problems I have with it is first it's a $60 game and it's multiplayer only, no bots, no offline mode.
Right. I believe there are a few bots in it actually, aren't there? But
There are, but that's
but
part
it's
of the
not a
game.
bot mode. It's part of the
it's
game.
not. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, they're like sort of cannon fodder, but there's no you can't sort of have any of the other pilots, I think as they call them. You can't have a game with like 5 versus I don't know, the other team is just full of bots. That just doesn't happen. You have to have a full game. So it's $60 for that. And you always have to play online. Usually games where you can only play online if they cost, you're looking somewhere in let's look at Counter-Strike Go, for instance. It's a $15 game at release, and even that you can play with bots and play it offline. But so you've got that issue with it. You've got the DLC that's going to come out. It's going to cost probably, I think, it's nearly as much as the full game. If
DLC?
Not,
Yeah. Wow.
if not the cost of the full game, and that's going to split the community because not everybody's going to buy that. So you got that sort of right out the gate.
That reminds me of Battlefield.
Yeah, just like
Yeah,
Battlefield.
exactly like Battlefield.
Then you've got the server issue where there are technically, yes, they're dedicated servers. There are servers dedicated to having this game, having arenas where everybody can access, but there are no player controlled servers, so no player can set up and modify a server themselves. You can you may be able to rent servers, but there are no server files for you, so you're kind of beholden to whatever EA says is going to be the lifespan of the game, and that's kind of ridiculous to pay a premium for that. And then there are a few other smaller issues too, where it's just like, is this different enough from COD to justify its cost? And the answer I keep repeatedly coming to is probably not, no. So I'm sure it's a fun game. It's not worth the cost they're asking for it.
Do we know if they opt for the PC version? Are they going more than 6v6 players?
No.
No,
No, they're not.
Wow,
That's all part of
that's
the game.
pretty shitty.
Their big call of fame to PC is going to be the 4K graphics, which I don't think will really make a difference. I don't know how many of us are running these games from a PC to 4K screens.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to have the ability to, but nobody can sit that close to one of those screens.
Right.
Yeah, but this is a game you can play with a controller.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because that's what I do
Just
when I
throw it
play
on
my
the
PC
4K
games.
TV, isn't it?
That's all I use. Especially when, oh, that's right, I can't run this through Steam. So I'm not sure how I'm going to get it to my No big picture mode, right? So it's.
I'd like to see it on my PC. I'm sure it looks great, but
Well, if you don't have an Xbox One, you can get it bundled with Xbox One for $450.
yeah.
You know what's really interesting? I was in a Target yesterday, and
Hey.
That's the interesting bit.
it's
He was
Target.
Target, the upscale
on the
version.
side, that was the interesting bit.
No, the interesting bit with I was in the electronics section, and they had two aisles. One was the Xbox One / Xbox 360 aisle, and the other one was the PS4 / general PlayStation aisle. And on the PlayStation side, the cabinet for the PS4s was completely empty. So I'd assumed that they either sold out, they may have had some at the back, or they just haven't refilled the case, but that case was empty. Like around the other side, in the Xbox One case, is full. I found that quite interesting.
Yeah, for the first time, just yesterday I was in a Best Buy and I got to mess around with both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. It just occurred to me. It's like, I never even tried these things out. And so I went around to little displays, and the Xbox One was actually broken, so I couldn't play.
Oh, there's a surprise.
Yeah, so I picked up the controller. The controller feels kind of nice. I like the analog sticks. They feel pretty good. I can't wait to support for those Xbox One controllers that are on PC. It's nice. And the PlayStation 4, I have played some Nick or Knack, some sort of game.
Knick-knack? Some paddywhack?
Something like that. Knack, I think it's called.
Give the dog a bone?
And it seemed okay. I wasn't blown away though. I was a little sort of weirded out. I thought maybe the Xbox One and the PS4 were going to sort of give the PC some sort of challenge to its crown of
Nope.
of dominance, but
No, sir.
not at all. Nope. It's never
Nope.
going to happen. Not if these are their best efforts.
Nope.
Reminds me of that movie. The line in that movie with the crazy guy from Batman. I can't remember his name for whatever reason. And yeah, what if this is as good as it gets?
All right, somebody here has a video of the video game that might be on its way, but apparently no one really knows. But I'll play the video for you of something called This War of Mine from 11-Bit Studios. This could just be cutscene, this could be gameplay, I don't know. And it's so brief that it's whatever. But anyway, let's go on to the idea of what's in this game and how you're playing it. You're not playing as one of these members of war. You're not playing it as a soldier. You're playing it as an innocent bystander trying to survive while the war is going on around you.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So you're gonna watch mom and sis get shot trying to
Fluffy run over by a tank.
yeah.
While the tank driver screams, "America!"
This surely cannot be a real game.
It is. I think these are the guys
Really?
who made Anomaly Wars on Earth or something.
Well, here's
Which
one.
was a-
After watching those graphics, This War of Mine is slated for a 2014 release on mobile, Mac, PC, and Linux. So now that adds a twist to what we just saw.
Anomaly was a mobile game first before it came to PC.
I don't know why, but I imagine this to be somewhat like Pac-Man, where you run around the corners and then you gotta run away.
Yeah, so here's
There'll be
a
a stealth
cutscene created entirely in Unity, and you're going to end up with a side scroller Pac-Man. that's a cutscene that's got nothing to do with the game, or nothing to do with gameplay. That's my 100% guess on this. Is that's just advertising schlock.
I think Fahey's got some good DLCs for that, looting and rape.
Eek.
Okay, let's get more into what the focus of was over at the Game Developers Conference. Apparently, the focus was VR, virtual reality headsets. That was the big thing. The big thing. And the reason for that is not because we have some Oculus news to talk about, but because PlayStation 4 decided to unveil what they have going on with their virtual headset, which I keep forgetting the name of it. It's something like Miranda or Morpheus. I don't know why I keep thinking it's Miranda. All right. So Morpheus is a new headset that Sony is trying to produce the dev kits and has no idea what to do with it yet. They're trying to figure it out because nobody knows how to make a game for the VR headset that actually immerses you into the game as opposed to just being a gimmick like 3D TV.
And no one will.
No, and you know what? That's a profound statement, Breesy, because no one will, because no one's developing for it. No one wants to take that chance and develop for it. They're just going to sit there and continue to pump out crappy birds and or Flappy Birds, sorry, whatever it's called, and
Flappy
apps
Birds
for the phone. Plants vs. Zombies 5, because that really needed to be made.
It's subscription-based only now.
It's not even that. This is, even if someone does go and develop for one of these, I still don't see it being what it's supposed to be. The only time I can see this working, as we said before, is driving games. Walking was one of the big ones.
No, there's something in here coming from Sony who found out that, all right, I'll rephrase that. Driving games are okay. Racing games will make you sick. Once you start going fast, the latency is so great that everyone was getting sick.
Oh, there we go. So one of the categories I thought may possibly work, that's out the window.
That's out.
We're doing well.
Yeah,
it's never gonna work.
You need Sunday driver racing.
Bus simulator.
Bus simulator, yeah.
Bus simulator.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that me and Welshy were talking about, Armour, where we said you could use the free lock-in capability. That's the only time it may work, but I don't want it. I don't need it. It's going to be a 200 quid headset, which I'm never going to use.
Which is making it, and unfortunately, everybody is jumping onto this bandwagon. They're all like, "Oh, this is going to be the next biggest thing," and it's going to fail. It's not.
It's just going to be 3D. Where you think how everyone's all about the 3D TVs for like 6 months, and then now ask somebody about a 3D TV, and they'll just go, "Oh, yeah."
When this technology actually does something, it's going to be where you don't need the headset, where you walk into your black room with the blue dots on the wall, and you go, "Boop, computer, do this," and boop, you're in it.
Yeah.
And it's projecting that, because then you're immersed in it. Strapping something onto your head is not immersing you in it, and that's unfortunately the limitation that our minds are going to do. There you have it. Failure analysis by...
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't...
VR room.
It'll be a tax deduction, because you can go on holidays without leaving, so you can apply for some sort of a tourism tax credit.
Think of the porn implications.
Why would you immediately go to porn?
That's going to be the saving grace.
What else would I immediately go to?
Why does this surprise you more than anything?
Well, he works in Surrey.
Yeah, that too.
Seriously thrown off of
I should be tested.
any type of exactly, but it's just any type of physical interaction in Surrey is dangerous to your health.
Yes, it is. That's Surrey, BC, just for people, not Surrey, England.
I've actually heard the same thing about Surrey, England.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Okay. So then we went over to, let's see. So I actually did see one of these units, but I didn't get to try it on because you had to like get in line and then get a ticket to come back and wait in line, kind of deal.
Oh,
Good.
And there was no way that was going to happen with me.
Wait for the
that's essentially trade show DLC, is what that is.
Yes, that is what that is.
Bunch of shit.
There is no idea what kind of cost this kit will have, but Oculus is out there saying that the new dev kit number 2 is available for $350, which is odd because didn't they just say that they couldn't afford to buy more parts to develop more kits or something?
And this is what happens. You give Kickstarter money to people, and they take it, and they spend it, and don't give you what they said they're going to give you. And then you're like, you know what? Let's just do it again. But we can't do a Kickstarter. What can we do? Let's do a version 2, and we'll release it to the general public. There'll be a version 3. And then there'll finally be a commercial version for $2.99 that you'll get in a Happy Meal.
I'll give you $10.
So I guess everyone can just buy dev kits. I don't know what you have to do to prove that you're a developer in order to buy a kit.
I don't think they're going to be fussy. Please take our kits.
No.
Please.
That's what they're going to be. What is that? What is the that crazy inflatable waving arms guy?
Oh yeah.
And he's like, we're overstocked on all these Oculus Rifts.
They probably are making money because that's all they've offered at this point. It's just about money grabbing, just about.
Money
Not
grubbing.
quite. I don't know what it's costing them to make each one.
$9.99.
But here's a picture of a guy who originally we have seen before, except everything that's now on his head, which probably weighs about 90 pounds, used to be in a backpack, and so they're all like, look, now he's got this head combines virtual reality, augmented holodeck-like
Fucking
things.
neck muscles like this.
all on his head. Yeah. Oh, I actually...
What he's actually saying in that video is, wow, this room looks just like the room I was just in.
Yeah. Oh, look, it feels like I'm sitting down. I am.
I like how he doesn't even take his hat off.
Well, the idea of this thing is it's not just a VR headset.
Take his hat off.
It's augmented reality, so it will take a look at everything in the room as you're looking at it in real time and then convert it and potentially put a game in place with it.
Okay, so you're sitting in a room and you put this thing on and it simulates the room that you're sitting in.
Yes,
And
that's
you
right.
can walk around in this room and it simulates you walking around in this room that you're actually in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like roomception. You're walking around in a room that you're already walking around in.
What if
Yeah.
you've got a room that big?
I don't think
for
it's that
a start,
stupid. If they can reduce the size of this thing and make it work with a phone, I think it would sell quite a bit. Because you'd
You
be
work with a phone.
Yeah.
But you're
I
just
also-
gonna have people walking into each other.
Your mission foil, should you choose to accept it, is to now make a Unity game that you can play on your
On my head.
Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
So you can strap an iPhone over each eye. Because it's got that what is it, the HDI or whatever it's called, the eye retina display, retina burning display. You can strap an iPad to each eye, really immerse you into it.
If you want to go outside and shoot people, I not recommend you do that. But there are entertainments around that genre.
Yeah, like
airsoft or paintball,
laser tag.
or just go outside and shoot people.
Yeah.
Oh god, the lawyers are going to be all over that one.
I'm not sure how well this item really works out, since you're trying to. You're wearing a headset that provides you with 3D vision, I am assuming, but it only has a single camera in front of it. So.
That should be.
It's just that, like, the whole thing is just it's the 3D gimmick. This is awesome, and then like 6 months from now there'll be another thing that everybody's going on.
Well, apparently it took them $500 to build, and if they can drop it down to $350, I might consider a dev kit. Way over this dev kit right here. This is the phone version.
This is, and you know what? I was joking, and now
Now it's all come circle.
I'm sad.
Yes. This is one where you can literally put a phone right up into the top of it. It looks out at, using the camera on the back of the phone, it looks out at what's in front of you and merges the two and puts some crazy looking shades or something that reflect off the reality of the world in front of you, and I don't know.
And then a plastic bag for you to puke in.
Well, you know, you got that high frame rate and low latency on your phone.
My lord. Dumb and dumber. This is what happens when you breed creativity out of people. You end up with the same pile of shit.
That's what this is. Over.
I mean, this is. I thought we took a step backwards with Minecraft. This is going back pre-Pong.
It does kind of remind me of there's that what the hell was it, that VR headset that like Nintendo bought out or something.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It was red and it was on a stand. Yeah. Virtual Boy. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ! It just fell over every 20 minutes because it didn't really stand out.
And that came right after 8-bit graphics, so this is working out just as planned. First we do Minecraft, and then we do
high definition Minecraft in 3D.
Whoa.
Minecraft.
So real.
What they're doing is they're preparing the populace to have to live underground. and all these douchebags are going to be like, I thought they were square blocks that we mined. Shut up. Here's your high def pick. Seriously, aliens are programming people. This is retarded.
Mm-hmm.
Oy vey. People. Simplistic people.
And for the whole week, I think there was only one bit of interesting gaming news, and that was news of, let's see, Assassin's Creed.
That's not interesting.
That's not interesting news at all.
That's the biggest piece of gaming news that I saw, unless you guys saw something else.
There wasn't. Seriously, there wasn't. There wasn't gaming news. And in fact, last week when we had the non-show, there was no gaming news.
No, so it's a good thing we didn't have a show.
This just in.
Assassin's Creed is very much hot on the heels of Call of Duty in terms of game after game.
Yeah, Far Cry 4, Assassin's Creed 5.
Oh, that's right, Far Cry 4. Forgot about that one.
Oh, God.
Back to the island, it's called.
Yeah. I read somewhere this can take place in the Himalayas.
Yeah,
so back to the jungle.
It gets to ride elephants this time.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Yeah.
In the Himalayas, fighting Sherpas.
The following is alpha gameplay footage. In other words, it's fake.
Oh, that's good.
It's pre-rendered and it doesn't actually do anything.
These are the cutscenes we put in the pre-alpha version.
Yeah.
In Unity.
That is confusing. It's called Assassin's Creed Unity, and I kept asking people, does that mean it was built in Unity? Yeah.
Unity, France.
So this takes place during the French Revolution.
Yeah, which is so predictable it hurts. Like, really? You couldn't come up with any other more interesting...
Spanish
They tried
Inquisition.
pirates and that failed, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. They got to do the Spanish Inquisition.
No one expects the Spanish.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
I say they do the London riots.
What, from like 2 years ago? Stealing DVDs. I press A to post a picture of your stolen goods on Facebook. Press B to be shocked when the police turn up.
It'll be Assassin's Creed, and you have to steal copies of Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
You know what?
The funny thing is, you'll be able to you'll have the choice. You can steal, like whatever you want, and all the Xbox ones will just still be there.
So I got one more topic that I'm going to throw in since we have a little bit more time that came through in my email here. Apparently, there's a new study that says if you play as anything as a person of any other color other than white, that you are actually reinforcing racist attitudes.
What?
What?
Who would write that? Some Asian ginger? Like, who would? That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
Some Germans did it not.
This. I don't
It's
know.
always the fucking Germans.
Ah, here's the reason. It's a study assuming that all games are violent. So, by playing a violent video game as someone who's not white, you're living up to a stereotype, is what this article says.
Oh well, have you
So
read
the
thing?
article is racist.
Yes, the article is racist.
So that says if it's a violent video game, we'll take first-person shooters because that's the genre that we're very familiar with. If you play as, for example, a French character and you hide in the bushes as a sniper, or you just continually run away or surrender, unconditionally all the time, then you, I guess, are promoting racism. If you are like, this makes no sense. It makes no sense.
This is quite literally an article and a study to make news when there was
Did this come from Fox News?
Which proves you're dumber if you watch Fox News. Yes, I know.
I did everything about there's somebody that works on Fox News, one of the anchors, whatever you want to call them, newsreaders, and she said during a live broadcast that she watches like at some other station to actually get the news. I can't remember what that was. It was like, so where do you get your news from? And one guy was like, oh, I keep up with all the Fox News Twitter feed, and she just went, I watch and said some other news station. I thought that was hilarious.
Foyle texted me that, or was it a text or something on Skype? But Fox News misspelled spelling bee.
Yes. Yes.
This is what's wrong with America.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That reminds me that there's a game McBeacon or McBacon or something like that, a typing tutor thing. It's available as software on Steam, and it's a typing tutor, and it's the family edition, but edition is misspelled on the software.
Seriously?
It's a typing tutor.
Wow.
It's like, why would I trust that?
Actually, speaking of Steam, I downloaded, because it was there, and a Steam movie or a Valve movie, free to play.
Oh no, is it a documentary video of gaming? It was, they put something on iTunes and Amazon and maybe somewhere else. They
I haven't
published
watched it yet, but I downloaded it.
It's a 286 meg download if you want. Because I was going to throw that in the topics today, but then I realized, Valve saying, hey, come play games, this is how popular games are. It wasn't really anything relevant to making games. Or
Have you actually watched it? Like,
No.
Should I waste my time watching it, or?
Hey, you can skip through it. Play it on 2 times. It's a Valve documentary. I'm not expecting it to be much. and just play any game
Oh,
with the commentary turned on.
Fixed it. Those bastards fixed it. Making a liar out of me.
What? Fixed what?
The Mavis beacon. They changed the graphic now. It says Family Edition. At first it said Family Edits and.
All right, so that's our show. You guys have anything else you want to bring up or ask or talk about? Why?
Microsoft said they're going to jump in on the VR bandwagon too. So look out for some Me-Too product.
They'll buy somebody out.
Windows 8 sucking.
If Carmack was not part of Oculus, I would say Microsoft would buy him.
Probably so. DirectX 12, we didn't talk about that.
That was a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
That was GDC.
Well,
no.
So they would have something at GDC. They gave a presentation at GDC.
I didn't hear anyone talking about it or see anything.
That's because it's really not anything worth talking about.
No.
Other than they've supposedly made a more lightweight version.
You have to, because everyone's using tablets now.
Yeah. Because Microsoft pushed for that.
Yep. That's the big news about DirectX 12 is somehow it's more efficient.
Okay.
So, yeah. That's all I got.
That's it? Anyone else?
Facebook came up with their own programming language. Not strictly game related, but...
Oh, it's... Is that what they're calling it? Their own gaming language? Because I saw something about, like, shortcut programming or something.
They're calling it hacks, which is hilarious.
Yes.
Because that's like a completely ungoogleable word. Like, you Google that, you're not going to get, you're going to put Facebook hacks, and then you're just going to get sites on how to hack Facebook. It's basically another edition of PHP. That's all they're doing.
Okay.
And they've made it a virtual machine that runs the code natively instead of, it's a long and not really that interesting story. They've got it so they can execute code faster, is what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll
I'm not sure how that
great
works.
use.
Yeah, there was an article on it, and yeah, it was very kind of like, what? But yeah, what?
Yeah. Let's write a language that is then later interpreted by another language, which makes things faster for the language.
Yeah, but the thing is as well is they risk fragmenting PHP now as well. So you end up with like Java or DirectX even is another example where you get like 16 billion versions of it, and you have to have the one installed that was used when it was developed.
It's Android. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'm going to wrap it up. Call it a week. I do have a video for the end. I'm going to thank our host for taking the time out to chat today. Welshy, thank you very much for getting up this morning and joining us.
No.
Stryder, thank you very much for joining us today.
It's always an adventure.
Ham, thank you for joining us today.
It's great to be here.
Awesome. All right. And Breesy, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right. And on that, I am going to remind everyone that if you want to check out any of the past episodes, MODSonair.com. They're all right there. Or head over to MODSonline.com and see what's going on. We're here for you. Send us an email. See you later.
We're here for you.
Thanks for watching this week, and come back next week when we will broadcast another live show. Details for this and all past episodes can be found at MODSonair.com. We welcome your feedback via email at mailbag@MODSonair.com. And please consider subscribing to MODSonline.com to support our show. The opinions expressed by individuals on this program are not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, owners, or partners.
All right. And then the literal version of Titanfall.
I actually laughed out loud at this. You full screen it?
Yep, coming up.
Only one to survive thinks his time is best spent putting rocks on his dead friend. Cause he
I don't hear nothing.
alone, so he waits for respawn, but it's taking
Plays for me. All right. Oh, it doesn't play for you guys, but it does for everyone else. There you go. Back to that screen. Apparently that matters.
Mama plane is joined by baby plane. Dragonflies jeopardized by fiery rain. Shot from spaceships sent to exterminate. Accidentally blew up everything. Nighttime spaceships get their beauty sleep. Missile dodging parkour's probably illegal. Run from the blue jetpack police. Stop in the name of the law. Titanfall. Neil was tiny master. Stanley seems the day was half turned. That pilot doesn't deserve that. Titan should be returned. Running gas change colors. Round the corner to a dead end wall. Titanfall. Kneel before your tiny master. When he slides under you, then put him in your chest. Doors closed to darkness. Titan turning to the right. What's up, girl? Crash the flight. Hope everyone is alright. Jump out the plane to join the fight and shoot at everything inside. A Titan gets a welcome party. He gets gifts from everybody. His friends all keep me so excited. Who's this guy? He's not invited. Let's make down for all. Anti-Titan missile, anti-Titan pilot. Turn right zip line. Shoot her back, turn her head around. Turn, shoot around. Stab your gun for fun. Climb up a Titan. Shoot his weak spot. Run, wall, run. Jump as one more Titan is done. Cut to black for a beat. Pilot slowly rising for the delivery of a half dozen murderous robots. Keep the receipt. It's cloak shield, not guard mode. You're screwed when a Titan boots up. Its pilot sees 8, 10, Titanfall.
There you go. Okay. Everyone, that's it. Enjoy.